Hi there, this is Erin Arbogast, CMU Counseling Programs Operation Coordinator.
And Dr. Allison Anacrons, Counseling Program Professor.
We're here with you today to discuss the key considerations to reflect on before enrolling in a master's program for counseling. We hope this will help inform, clarify, and assist your understanding of what it takes to complete a program like this before committing.
Oh, I am so excited for this chat today. As someone who assists with our program's recruitment efforts, I get so many questions from interested students about what to expect from the program, or even just how can they prepare. They want to know what are they getting themselves into, and I fully respect that reflective and intentional process. Everyone should carefully consider if they are prepared for and if they're ready to complete a counseling degree at this time in their lives.
Okay, so from an administrative standpoint, we get a lot of questions from those interested in the program about what to consider before making the decision to apply. Maybe it's a good place to start there for today.
Yes. Pursuing a Master's of Arts in Counseling is a rewarding yet demanding journey. It requires dedication and self-reflection and just a commitment to personal and professional growth overall. So before applying to a master's program in counseling, it's important to consider 5 critical questions. Number 1, why do I want to become a counselor? Number 2, am I prepared for the emotional demands of this profession? Number 3, am I ready for the academic, financial, and time commitment required for this degree? Number 4, what population or what setting do I want to work with? And number 5, does this degree align with my career goals?
Let's start with those first 2. Why do I want to become a counselor? And am I prepared for the emotional demands of the profession? First, a student should engage in some healthy self-reflection. This can be done through journaling or processing with a close friend, family member, or even with their personal counselor. Asking questions like, what has led me here? Why do I want to do this work? Also, do I have the emotional resilience to handle difficult topics such as trauma, grief, and psychosis? And how do I currently cope with stress? And will I be able to maintain my own well-being while supporting clients? As I understand it, counseling is a deeply emotionally demanding career, and while a desire to help others is crucial, it's important to ensure you're entering the field for the right reasons and to have strong self-care strategies in place.
You are so right on there. The next question is, am I ready for the academic, financial, and time commitment required for this degree? Some questions to consider here are, can I balance graduate coursework, practicum and internship requirements, and my personal or familial responsibilities? Here's the kicker, with my sanity intact, right?
That's right.
Another one, what am I planning to give up in the short term to complete this goal? This program is not something just to add into what you already have going on. Rather, it will replace or it will change the way that you use your time, and that's really important for people to consider in advance. Do I understand the financial costs? So things like tuition, your textbooks, supervision fees, all that, and have a plan in place for funding for your education, even during those clinical experiences. And the last one, am I prepared to engage in self-reflection, critical thinking, and intensive writing assignments? So in other words, am I ready to do the work? A counseling degree is a serious commitment, and it often includes clinical training, fieldwork, and those state licensure requirements. So it's important to assess one's ability to handle the workload and those financial aspects, as well as have a backup plan.
Absolutely. Even the most organized, structured, and prepared students will still experience the highs and lows of life while in this program. And it's essential that students are able to be flexible and adaptable during this time.
Yes, I've seen that time and time again. So it's true that our students might have to give up attending family events or a vacation, maybe to serve at their internship site, or they might miss an important occasion to study or to finish a project. Students should expect, maybe spend 6 hours a week or so per class. So then a student going full-time would spend up to about 18 hours a week on either attending class, reading, or completing other assignments. So that's like a part-time job in and of itself. And it does not really factor in those personal and familial obligations that existed prior to the program. Additionally, there are 2 required clinical experiences in our program. That's practicum and internship. So practicum is an entry-level experience that is 100 hours total, and that equates to about roughly 8 to 10 hours a week at a site, and then in addition to the actual class time. And then internship is a more advanced field placement where 600 hours are required at a site. So broken down over 2 semesters on a part-time basis, which is what the majority of our students do. This equates to about 20 to 25 hours per week in addition to that class time. So as you can see, some semesters will be dedicated to just coursework, some to the field placements, and some might include both.
I can see why thinking about logistical aspects of fitting all that in is really critical for prospective students to consider. The final questions to ask yourself are, what population do I want to work with? And does this degree align with my career goals? It is 100% okay if a student is unsure of the population or setting they want to work with. This program is designed to be experiential and expose you to a variety of options. Still, it is appropriate to reflect on your why and what elements have drawn you to the profession at this point. Some questions to ask yourself: is there a particular population or presenting issue that I'm drawn to or have prior experiences with? Do I want to be a generalist or a specialist? Am I interested in school counseling, clinical mental health, addiction, or another specialization? And do I understand the licensure requirements and job prospects in my desired area of practice? By reflecting on some of these key areas, it can help you choose the right specialization and coursework to meet your goals. Additionally, different counseling fields have varied licensure requirements and job opportunities, so it's essential to align your degree with your professional aspirations. Make sure you understand the licensure process specific to your state and specialization. You might also consider additional certifications like trauma-informed counseling, play therapy, EMDR. It's a good idea to research job opportunities and settings in your field: schools, hospitals, private practice, community agencies, etc. Students are encouraged to start networking with professionals and potential employers during their internship to increase job opportunities after graduation.
You're so right. Yeah, perfect. Great summary of each of the critical questions. So your why do you want to be a counselor? Your can I get through this degree financially and logistically? And your what do I want to do with this degree? These are all essential starting places to consider. Okay, so you have done your reflection and the processing part, and you've decided you actually want to embark on this journey towards becoming a counselor. Now, let's talk about some tips and strategies to help you prepare for your success in a counseling graduate program.
I think a good place to start here is to highlight the commitment required. Before you begin, it might be helpful to talk to current students or alumni to get an idea of the program's expectations. You can email the program at ceh@cmich.edu to get connected. You may also meet with a representative from the department and get all of your questions answered. A few key areas to consider are the time investment. Depending on if you go full or part-time, the CMU counseling program takes 2 to 4 years to complete. This includes coursework, practicum, and internship requirements. There are ways to go faster and slow down through the program, but our program is not designed to be completed in less than 2 years.
Ooh, quickly. That's a really important one to highlight. Students are not able to take more than 3 courses or 9 credit hours in any one semester due to our accreditation requirements. So we can assist with making plans of study changes as needed, as things come up. However, changes might impact expected graduation dates as well, and it's just important to consider that.
Thank you for chiming in on that one. Also, I want you to consider your emotional readiness. Counseling involves deep self-reflection and managing emotional challenges both in your own life and in supporting clients. Are you emotionally stable and available to support others right now? Lastly, financial considerations. Look into tuition costs, financial aid, scholarships, and other opportunities to complete the degree, all of which you can find on CMU's website.
Great. Yeah. Another tip is to ensure the program's accreditation status and just review their overall requirements. So make sure to choose a CACREP accredited program if possible, as this ensures high quality training and an overall smoother licensure process. Just as an FYI, our CMU counseling program is accredited, if you are wondering. Also make sure to carefully review the admissions requirements, which includes things like your GPA, letters of recommendation, and that written personal statement. You will want to review the program website, which has been updated recently, and the handbooks just to review other program expectations like how many hours are required for practicum and internship, or does this program require a national certification exam before graduation, things like that. It's important to review the immediate and the long-term requirements for the program, as well as how to obtain a license in the end. You'll also want to understand the differences between the various specializations. For example, school counseling, clinical mental health, and the addiction counseling concentration, which are all available in our program, so that you can pick the one that most closely aligns with your professional goals. It's definitely okay to change your concentration in the program as you proceed. However, everyone will start out with an identified concentration out of one of those three.
A little side note and tip, straight from our program alumni, is to really immerse yourself once you get into the program by participating in each class, getting to know your peers and instructors, and saying yes to opportunities as they come.
And there will be many to choose from, for sure. Additionally, strengthening one's time management, their organizational skills, and study habits is the next important consideration here. Graduate coursework is rigorous, and balancing classes, assignments, and clinical work can be really challenging for students. It's important to implement some good habits prior to beginning the degree. So consider creating a weekly schedule that includes maybe study time, self-care, and personal responsibilities. Consider using some digital tools like Google Products or Microsoft Office or various apps to assist you in staying up on tasks. We all know that there's an app for everything these days, right?
That's right.
Many students also use study groups and peer support to enhance learning and reduce stress. Finally, just staying organized by keeping track of deadlines and licensure requirements. That's all going to be under you and your professional responsibility.
Another aspect I think is important to talk about is building and maintaining your personal support system. Counseling programs can be emotionally and academically intense, so having a strong support system is key. Connect with faculty mentors and advisors early for guidance. Network with classmates. They'll be your colleagues and support system throughout the program. Prioritize self-care and maintain healthy personal relationships outside of school. Additionally, joining professional organizations like the ACA or state counseling associations to start building connections in the field is often helpful as a way to begin developing your professional network.
That is helpful to review ways that students can prepare. I think the last thing I'd like to talk about quickly is a question that I often get during the admissions process. They wonder if they will be competitive in the program in the field without prior mental health experience. I typically respond with, yes, you will be, but tell me a little bit more about why you think this could be a barrier for you. People from all different ages and experiences and backgrounds are welcome in this program with or without that mental health related experience. You'll get some of that during your clinical experiences and then in your first positions. There are definitely ways to engage and get involved in the profession to gain more experience for those who are wanting to do that, though. So some options to consider might be maybe volunteering in a mental health setting or school, maybe a crisis hotline or a community agency during your time in the program. Shadowing licensed counselors to observe real-world client interactions during practicum and internship. Those are both included or embedded into the program anyway. And then engaging in multiple professional development opportunities available or joining a professional association. These are good ways to build on some of the concepts discussed in the classroom. So getting some experience in the field can absolutely be helpful. But again, it's not a prerequisite to starting the program.
Okay, that was a lot of information, good information. But if you can confidently answer the questions to consider and feel prepared for the challenges ahead, a Master's of Arts in Counseling may be a great fit for you. If you're still unsure, consider talking to current counseling students, faculty, or practicing counselors to gain further insight. Thanks for tuning in.